Ain't nothing like a good cold beer on a hot, humid day. Today is, I'm trying to get some of this stuff done way ahead of time because I'm golfing tomorrow, and then Wednesday is the final game of the summer for my golf outing that I do on Wednesday. It goes from the first Wednesday in May to the last Wednesday in September. And usually the last game is off campus, so to speak. And this Wednesday we're going to go to Inverness Golf and Country Club. We'll be playing 18 holes over there. There'll be some money holes, 2 closest to the pins, the longest drive. I think that's probably about it. I don't know, maybe something else. And then afterwards we're going to stay at the country club and we're going to have refreshments, whatever each person chooses after the game. Me personally, because I've never been there, well, you know I'm going to have my beer, but I think I'm going to eat something there just to try it out. I don't know what I'll get. I haven't seen the menu, but I expect it to be a fun day. It always is. And after the last game of the year, I've had quite a few of you ask me about meet and greets. You're all coming down in October, I guess, to lifestyle visits and whatever. And just like we've said before, Sue and I are willing to do meet and greets, answer any questions you may have if we can help. We'll even help show you around on the golf cart trails if you need help with that. Anything, you know. But October is a very popular month down here for Floridians, not just me, to take off. I take off a lot. Last year I took off for a month. I went out west because when my golf outing is over, I'm free. And I just call my buddy that sets up golf on Tuesday. That isn't me. And I tell him to take me off for a while. I'll call him and let him know when to put me back on. And then I don't have to do the setup on Wednesday if I don't want to. Usually I'll set up about 8 guys for the winter months, and that's about it. But basically I'm free to go, and I may take off. I don't know I am. I may not. Sue's already asked me if we're going to go anywhere. I haven't decided. I keep thinking in the back of my head before it gets too cold that maybe we ought to run up to Indianapolis and visit some friends, and then go up to Fort Wayne and see the grandkids for a few days and make the circle, you know. But at the same time, I don't really want to drive up there. I'd rather fly. I can be there in 2 hours, but in 15 minutes if I fly. But we have this dog, and I don't know. She's a weird dog, and she has a weird personality, and I just don't trust leaving her with a babysitter, a dog sitter, because she's strange. And as long as she's with Sue, she's fine. But so I don't know what I'm going to do. If I have to go up there, I got to drive to take this dog, and then it's a problem because when you stay at hotels, there's a lot of hotels now that are getting away from the pet thing. And so in order to get to a hotel that accepts pets, a lot of times we have to stay in hotels that I'd really rather not stay at. I am not a Days Inn kind of guy. I'm not a Red Roof Inn kind of guy. Most of them hotels are not good. They're usually they're just downtrodden. Not all, but I'm gonna say most of them are, and I don't know the good from the bad by looking at them, so I just would rather go. I like to stay at the I guess you'd call it the higher end hotels. I don't want to pay no $500 a night, but for me, I've stayed in some really nice hotels for $100. And when you're in the off season like that, it's not hard to find the really nice hotels for say $100. I also use the app hotel.com because whenever we take off in a month like that, we stay in a hotel every night. And with hotel.com, after 10 nights stay, then you get 1 night free at any hotel you want. That's on the hotel.com list, and they got a lot. And how that works is if you're staying at say $100 a night hotels, after 10 nights, if you're averaging $100 a night, you can stay in any hotel you want, but they'll deduct, the way I understand it, they'll deduct that $100 from your bill. And I guess Hotel.com pays it or something. So I got one more night to stay in a hotel somewhere, and I got a free night coming, and then I can tell you exactly how it works. Okay, news day. This is today is Monday. Sue's going for cards. I did a walkthrough today on a cottage ranch home down in DeSoto. Very nice little home, and that video will be coming up. Well, for you it'll be Monday. You'll see this video on Friday. A couple things in the paper today. Read them to you on the Daily Sun. See? Daily Sun. It's almost tea time for executive course. The chipping and putting practice area between Longleaf and Lob Lolly executive courses opens Saturday, which for you that will be tomorrow. Those are the two newest executive courses down in I believe it's the DeSoto area anyway. Oh, here you go. I just now seen this. This proves my point. Floridians planning to travel in the fall. Almost 75% of residents of the state expect to take trips during autumn. A recent survey from AAA and Auto Club Group found 73% of Floridians plan to travel during September and October and November. Fall is a popular time for Floridians to travel because of cooler weather, lower lodging and airfare cost, fewer crowds, and opportunities to see fall foliage, the survey found. So there you go. Let me see. I found another thing in here I wanted to read. Oh, it was about that executive courses. I'll try to get this quick for you. It's about the new executive courses. It's got Par 4, Todd Baso, golf operations manager for the Villages, is taking care of it. He talks about how it's playable and talks about water. The grand opening does not just tee off the first rounds on the Longleaf course itself, but opens up 2 large practice greens, one for pitching and one for putting, where players will be able to refine their short game. The practice area rests between Longleaf and its sister 9, Loblolly, which is expected to open at the end of October. So both of those golf courses will be open for the return of the snowbirds. I'm sure they're glad to hear that. That'll give them 4 executives down there, if I got the names right. Gray Squirrel, Red Fox, Red Squirrel, I don't know, Loblolly, and Longleaf. That'll give you 4 executives down there. And I haven't got a report on the country club that they're building. I don't know exactly when it should be open. I wish I could tell you. I don't know yet. I'll just have to keep looking. CDD4 supervisors take crucial vote on 20% increase in maintenance assessments. Nearly $90,000 price tag for repairs at problematic pond in village of Alhambra. Villager jailed on charge of practicing law without a license. Oh my God. Some of these old guys, I swear, they got dementia. Let me lower this a little bit. They got dementia or something. They think they can do anything they want to in here. 81-year-old villager who has been arrested multiple times in the last year was arrested again after charging another villager a legal advice and attempting to charge a local law firm before it was discovered he did not have a license to practice law. Commissioner demands firing of Fruitland Park city manager. I need to do something with them bunch of crybabies over there. They had the city attorneys go after some lady that posted something on her Facebook page that she thought that the people over there, I don't know exactly what she said, were deplorable, they should be fired, whatever. And he took it personally and said it was an attack on him and the rest of them, and he was tired of it, and actually had the attorney or something go after him. What a waste of taxpayer money that was. If he can't take criticism, maybe he shouldn't do it. I take criticism on my channel every day. An 84-year-old villager who has her photo on a wall of thieves after the owner of Limelight Boutique suspected she had previously stolen items was arrested in an alleged theft after distracting an employee and placing items into her purse. New seafood eatery makes its debut in Brownwood, Paddock Square. The newest restaurant addition to Brownwood has opened its doors for business, offering seafood and steaks alongside a fine dining experience. We have an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Bluefin Bar and Grill. You know, I missed out on that. I actually had lunch down there yesterday. My wife and Deb, you'll see their shopping video come up sometime this week, I forget, Tuesday. Anyway, I already went down there. I forgot my camera. I should have taken it. I wanted to give you an inside view of the restaurant. I wanted to give you a shot of 3 different plates of food. I got the traditional fish and chips for lunch. Sue got some kind of a salad with some kind of a crab cake balls or something on top of it with some kind of a sauce. And Deb got another kind of a salad. I forget what it was, but it was loaded with everything. It had nuts, some kind of a 2 or 3 different kinds of cheeses, I think. Everything looked really good. Price-wise, like everything else in the villages, it was probably a bit higher than normal. Wasn't out of range whatsoever. My fish and chips was $11.99, and that did not include the beer. I got a Yuengling beer, and the beer was $2.50 for a 16-ounce glass. That's what Cody's charges. They say 2 for 1 at Cody's, but it's not really a big deal. You're not saving anything. It's $2.50 a glass, 2 for 1. It's okay. Evans Prairie, the same 16-ounce glass of beer is $1.95. If you go up to Hacienda and get a pitcher of it, we got 6 glasses out of a pitcher, and it averaged out to $1.68. So when it comes to beer, we know our price. But mine was, like I say, $11.99. I think Sue's crab cake salad thing, whatever it was called, was like the same price, around $12. And I think Deb's salad was, say, give or take around $11 or $12. That does not include tip or drinks. So that's what it was for lunch. And I equate that to eating a hamburger. I had a hamburger the day before that. I went to Finney Bar and Grill because we went down there to video a house. And a hamburger and fries there was $12. It was a regular hamburger with the regular stuff on it, no cheese. And the beer down there was, I think, $2.35 for a 16-ounce glass. So when I kind of compare the two and what they were, it was within reason of everything else. I haven't been to the Bluefin for dinner. I don't know what the higher end food costs. I'm going to do a dinner down there someday, and I hope I don't forget my camera because I want to show you guys the inside look and everything. Nice restaurant. They've done a lot of work inside. So right now it's got an inside bar and an outside bar. I don't know if they have any kind of a happy hour. I didn't ask. I need to find that out too. So, but right now it looks like it's going to be a nice restaurant to have in town. Patio villa in the village is out of compliance after death of its owner. You know, I don't know why people don't have these things in place. We all know we're going to die. It's not a family secret. And if you unexpectedly die tomorrow, who's going to take care of your house? You need to get that in place. I've already got mine in place. If I die, Sue's getting it. She dies, I get it. And then after all of us are gone, if I'm still in this same house, or doesn't make a difference really, or some other house that I buy, my oldest son is going to get it. And then he can either keep it for a vacation home or whatever he wants, keep it for his retirement home, sell it, I don't care. But that's how it's going to be. Villager arrested in turkey costume, poised to escape prosecution and shoplifting. Listen to what I just read. Listen up. Villager arrested in turkey costume, poised to escape prosecution in shoplifting case. So I guess the guy thought, or girl, whoever it is, thought if they had a turkey costume on, they could walk into Belk, B-E-L-K, that's the name of the store, and nobody would notice. Good Lord. Eisenhower Recreation Center parking lot to be resurfaced this month. Competency evaluation order for villager who attacked neighbors with bug spray. Never gets boring. Major work on pipe in village of Winifred continues to upheaval of residents' lives. Yeah, that's where they thought it was a sinkhole. Come to find out it was a bad pipe and it was leaking water really bad, a drainage pipe, washing the sand away, causing the grounds and driveways to crack. It was not a sinkhole, it was just water, it was a bad pipe. So now they got the street all tore up. I don't know if I can show you a picture of this real quick or not. I hope it'll focus. See that? Streets all tore out. They're putting in all new pipe, have to put in a whole new street and everything. And the people that live there, the contractor is footing the bill, and he sent them to a hotel. That's where they're staying. Villager wearing one-piece bathing suit arrested at Carrabba's Italian Grill. I'm sorry. Why would you go to a decent restaurant like that wearing nothing but a bathing suit? That seems a little tacky to me, especially for a lady. My grandpa had a saying I never forgot. If you want to be treated like a lady, you have to act like one. Village airport van. Driver ticketed after 3-vehicle crash on County Road 466. Stonecrester banned from Village's store after third arrest for theft in 2 years. Stonecrest is I believe it's a Del Webb community, and it's like next door to the Villages up by Spanish Springs. It's another 55-plus community. So, you know, if you're interested in buying a house and the Villages it's too big for you, check out Stonecrest. It's next door. The Villages Regional Hospital releases data in response to residents' recent criticism. That hospital's got problems. And I think, cut to the chase, they're doing what they can do to try to correct these problems, and they keep talking about all the good things, but they never talk about the bad things. You talk to the people that's been to the hospital, and they'll tell you what's bad up there. I personally can't tell you. I've already explained before that I'm in the Villages healthcare system. They set up everything, and I've had no problem. I went to that hospital once for a stress test. I was treated fine. I was in and out in a reasonable length of time. The only thing was, when you go through the front door, there was a lady that sat behind the desk that, you know, you go in and you ask her, where's Dr. So-and-so, or how do I get there? She seemed a bit snippy. I don't know if she was having a bad day or not, but she just didn't really seem to be the person to be in the customer information desk. But like I said, she may have had a bad day. But other than that, I haven't had a problem there. Extreme heat being blamed for fish kill in pond located in Brownwood. I believe that's the pond down by Cody's. I think that's what they're talking about. I could be wrong, but I think so. And if it is, I'm not sure the extreme heat's what's causing that, because that's where they're building that new bridge. And there could have been some chemicals that went into putting that bridge up that got into the water that killed the fish. Health inspector shuts down Ocala restaurant after 18 violations. Whoops, I was going to give you the name of the restaurant. Looks like it says Hunter's Place. Hunters Place Restaurant. I don't know where that is. Hunter's Place Restaurant. 18 violations. 77-year-old villager attacks deputy as wife chokes on her own vomit. What? Why would he attack the deputy? 77-year-old, here, remember, just, if I can find it for you. There's his picture. Come on, focus. I'll get it here in a minute. Let me touch this screen. There we go. Okay, let me touch me now. There we go. An intoxicated villager was arrested after allegedly attacking a Sumter County Sheriff's deputy while his unconscious wife choked on her own vomit on the floor of a kitchen in the village of Hacienda East. Deputies were called about 8:30 p.m. Monday to the home at 1200 block Barcelona Drive. An ambulance had also been summoned to the home. EMS asked deputies to escort several intoxicated bystanders out of the kitchen so they could bring in their equipment and treat the woman, according to arrest deputies. Ralph Rusinski, 77, of the village of Santiago, stood in the way of EMS personnel and used profanity when deputies tried to persuade him to move. The report indicated Rusinski punched the deputy in the chest 4 times and continued cursing at him as the deputy attempted to escort Rusinski from the room. The Wisconsin native kicked the deputy in the groin, shin, and stomach multiple times. Man, are you an idiot or what? I mean, I understand that everybody's kind of stressed out at this particular moment, but dude, once Rusinski was in a patrol car and being driven to the Sumter County Detention Center, he began banging his head against the bars on the window. Rusinski threatened to tell everyone that the deputy had caused his injuries. The deputy stopped the patrol car at the Circle K Service Center at Southern Trace Plaza, where another deputy assisted in placing Rusinski in leg restraints. He was arrested on third-degree felony charges of battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting arrest. Bond was set at $10,000. Those attending the gathering in the village of Hacienda East were not much help to law enforcement. I was unable to obtain any written statements from any of the parties on scene due to them being heavily intoxicated. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. You know, I drink beer, and there may be a time or two, maybe I've had one too many. I have never in my life ever been so intoxicated that I thought being drunk that I could kick the ass of a deputy with a taser and a gun and a bulletproof vest. I mean, dude, are you stupid or what? God. Villagers contend there's no place for pedestrians in their neighborhood. The villagers who walk on Delmar Drive are afraid that they are putting their lives at risk, but commissioners balk at the suggestions of a sidewalk that might cost $94,000 to local taxpayers, saying it could set a precedent in the community. Instead, commissioners suggested the residents could band together and pay for the sidewalk themselves. No, don't do that. I owned a house one time in a town that done that. And everybody in front of their house put in a sidewalk. And then the neighbor would pay to have a little sidewalk put in it, touch their sidewalk. 10 years goes by. We're fast forwarding here. 10 years goes by. Trees get bigger. Roots are up even the sidewalk. Then the city comes around and starts issuing everybody warning things to fix the sidewalk because it's becoming a hazard for other people walking on that sidewalk. It's your sidewalk. You're responsible for the maintenance. Don't do that. Your district should have money in the bank. And if they do, have them somehow, some way figure out how your district money can be used to put in sidewalks. There's no reason for that. Gun and ammunition discovered in fanny pack at Chick-fil-A in the Villages. Huh. We have a Chick-fil-A in the Villages? I didn't know that. Let me read more about that. I want to see where Chick-fil-A is. Ammunition and guns were found in a fanny pack discovered at Chick-fil-A in the Villages. Lady Lake Police was called Wednesday afternoon to the restaurant at Rolling Acres. Oh, it's in that shopping plaza way up by Spanish Springs. I know where it is. Where a manager reported that a staffer found a Ruger LCP 380 caliber handgun in a black fanny pack. The fanny pack also contained a holster, magazine, and 5 bullets. The gun was turned over to law enforcement for safekeeping, so apparently they don't know who the gun belongs to. Hurricane Florence evacuees get into altercation at Villages Hotel. You want to make a bet that there was some alcohol involved? Am I focused in here? Okay. Let me read that. Law enforcement was called last week to an altercation involving evacuees who fled Hurricane Florence. That would be what, from North Carolina, I think. An employee of Marriott Town Place Suites, that's also Spanish Springs area, asked another employee to call 911 after witnessing the disturbance at about 11:30 p.m. September 14th at the patio area of the hotel, according to the incident report from the Lady Lake Police Department. The downtown square, downtown, is walkable from that hotel, very walkable. So at 11:30, the town square, the music's done at 9. All the bars down there, I think, pretty much closed down around midnight. This happened at 11:30. I'm just kind of deducing here. The employee had temporarily diffused the situation, but a 39-year-old woman then walked by and punched a 29-year-old man from Havelock, North Carolina, in the head. She had earlier grabbed him by the neck. Police noted red marks on the man's neck. He refused EMS and signed a waiver of prosecution. So he didn't prosecute. Well, either he done something and realizes he probably shouldn't have done what he done or said, or he knew this person and didn't want to sign, you know. Just letting you know what happens in and around the Villages. It's not all rainbows and roses. Villager sentenced on DUI charge after drinking beer at Villages restaurant, Sonny's Barbecue at Lake Sumter. 59-year-old Villager will lose his license for 6 months as the result of his arrest earlier this year after drinking beer at Sonny's Barbecue at Lake Sumter Landing. Man who recently posed as officer jailed for trying to arrange sex with a child. Good God, these sick people. I sure hope he don't live in the Villages. There's a few of these perverts that live in the Villages. Here's what this guy... Whoops, there's what this guy... Ah, I hit the button. Wait a minute. I'll get it. There it is. There's what that guy looks like. Oh, no, he's from Apopka. So you get what's going on. Around the Villages and in the Villages, there's a few sick perverts. A few people that drink too much. You know, it happens. I know it happens everywhere. Years ago, it was a very, very rare thing that anything like that happened inside the Villages. But as the Villages gets bigger, and continues to get bigger, we're seeing more and more of this. Percentage-wise, I think, you know, our crime rate is, I don't know the exact figure. I heard like 1% or less. So percentage-wise, our crime rate is like nil. But it does happen, and I just want you people to know that it does happen. Don't leave the keys in your golf cart. Don't leave your purse in the golf cart. Don't leave your wallet in the golf cart. You know, take the important items with you, because things do get stolen. Things come up missing. It just happens. So I'm gonna get out of here. So until then, I'll see all you guys. Point right there to the camera. I'll see you guys on the other side.